Prime Video's Cruel Intentions reboot series is off to a lackluster start, attracting a dismal Rotten Tomatoes rating that is barely half of the original movie starring Sarah Michelle Gellar. Serving as a modernized retelling of the 1782 novel Les Liaisons Dangereuses, plans for a TV show based on the 1999 film began almost as soon as it was released. While the earliest plans for a Cruel Intentions show would eventually morph into 2000's direct-to-video sequel, NBC would pass on a TV adaptation in 2015, only for Prime Video to pick it up in late 2021. With all 8 episodes of Cruel Intentions Season 1 now available on Prime Video, the majority of the initial reviews for the property's latest television reboot have not been favorable. Currently only sitting at a 30% critical rating on review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes, Prime Video's reboot currently sits well behind the original movie's 54% score. However, it has already surpassed the far more dismal 18% received by Cruel Intentions 2. Meanwhile, 2004's Cruel Intention 3 did not even secure sufficient reviews to achieve an official critical score. Check out the franchise's comparative scores below. What Cruel Intentions Rotten Tomatoes scores mean for Amazon's reboot. It is possible Prime Video's show could repeat the movie's critical divide. At this stage, it is still very early days, and it is likely that the official critical score for Prime Video's Cruel Intentions reboot will continue to adjust as additional reviews begin rolling in. Moreover, when general audiences begin providing their own input, it is also possible that responses to the television series could go on to mirror the same kind of divide between viewers and critics that Gellar's movie also received during its own release. Despite generating mixed reviews, 1999's Cruel Intentions was a box office success, bringing in $76.3 million worldwide against an original budget of $10.5 million. It would also go on to perform well in the popular People's Choice Award circuits, such as the MTV Movie Awards and Teen Choice Awards, with Gellar ultimately winning Best Actress in the former. As such, it may be premature and ill-advised to read too much into the reboot's own critical response, given the original Cruel Intentions' place as a much-beloved cult classic also flew directly in the face of numerous critical drubbings. Our take on Cruel Intentions' potential audience response. Most critics are not the show's intended audience demographic. Cruel Intentions TV show Caroline on the phone in Lucien's car. Until a sufficient number of viewers begin supplying their own responses to Prime Video's Cruel Intentions reboot, it is difficult to predict whether the television show will indeed go on to follow in the footsteps of the movie that inspired it. However, it is possible that the television show may ultimately benefit from the same kind of generational divide between audiences and critics that also underpinned the original movie's own heavily divided response, with many of the professional critics currently reviewing the new Cruel Intentions show previously on the other side of the audience-critic divide when the movie was released in the late 90s. They could very well be inadvertently repeating the same oversight that comes with critiquing a product they are no longer the target audience for. Much like the movie's place in popular teen culture during the late 90s, the new Cruel Intentions is very much geared to appeal to a younger audience that is not widely represented in critical circles.